Hello everyone, welcome to Seed and Stone Village. I'm Joseph McCaffrey. Thanks so much for joining this week and getting out and wandering on the land and being in this bigger conversation with the world. This week I'm really curious right now actually about how do we as a culture get back into the conversation with what the mythologists call this vertical plane, right? We live on this horizontal plane, the mundane, our day-to-day, and this vertical plane, this spiritual to spirit to soul, this mythopoetic story of our lives, and where these two, as Joseph Campbell talks about, the navel of the world, where this horizontal and vertical come to meet. And I speak a little bit more about this in this week's Seed and Stone Musings, and if you didn't have a chance, check it out, listen to it. So this week's wander is going to invite us into, or attempt to, invite us into this conversation with the vertical. And so I'm going to invite you to wander out on the land as you do, really beginning with a conscious shifting practice. There's a couple that I've suggested around. Have a video on a conscious shifting practice. If you haven't seen that one yet, check it out. But use your rattle, breath, prayer, some sort of practice that you use to shift your conscious out of the day-to-day and into something, the unordinary. So when you cross that threshold on the wander, you might even sink into your imagination, as I often invite, to move from this world to that world where everything is ensouled and alive and aware of you. Okay, so really work to shift your consciousness with this practice. Invite those parts of you that are strong facets of wholeness or resources that will allow you to be present, open, and nurturing to yourself on this wander. And move out on the landscape this week with the intention to be found or to find a place where it feels like these two worlds meet, this horizontal and vertical, this the kind of the mythopoetic term would be like the navel of the world. So it would be this, maybe even this wellspring, but might even feel numinous, or a place where you feel like you can connect to something higher or bigger from yourself, or sink deep down into the earth. You might even imagine the earth is dreaming, the dreaming earth that's dreaming this place into existence where you have found. Or like the Celts say, where the veils are thin. Right? So it has this feel of something mysterious. This place on the land. Maybe it feels like a doorway or a portal. So I'm just trying to get the feel for you. Like something's passing back and forth between this world and that world. So maybe even just opening up to the potential that there's a place like that on the land, a portal, a doorway, a threshold, from this world to another world. And it may be a place on the land. It may be a place, you may already have found this place where the trees shape themselves in some way. Maybe you have felt this place. You feel allured to it, but also repelled by it. Right? You're getting the feel of what I'm talking about. So, if you find this place or are found by a place like that, what might you do there? Certainly, again, introduce yourself in this way, and maybe you introduce yourself in a way that you haven't ever introduced yourself. I am the one who, and you fill in. Maybe you help engage. Maybe this place is asking you to engage a certain way. Maybe the beings on the land, the rocks, are asking you to move them in a certain position that kind of enhances this threshold or this doorway. But really listen, open yourself up to how to engage in this place, and always do it with a deep sense of reverence as you're approaching this place and engaging in it. Deep reverence for each thing you may even ask, each, calling it a thing, but each being, our kin, our relatives, the ones that we live with here. If they would like to participate and be moved in enhancing and enriching this place. And follow that intuition, that conversation. And then engage in some way. Maybe there's a threshold to be crossed. Maybe there's getting to know this place and spending some time there and noticing it and feeling into it. Maybe you engage with it with your senses and your body and your imagination. Maybe you journal, maybe you express a verse or a poem or something that comes through, but get into this place. Maybe a gesture comes through and let yourself be in it. Slow down. Be in relationship with it. And maybe this place becomes a place that you return to often, that you get to know it. Really, as I often invite to get into conversation with it through our body, our imagination, your senses. See what happens. And it's pretty loose after that to really open up to this place. Sit in this place. Dance in this place. Sing in this place. Whatever it is for you. And certainly giving gratitude, treating this place with, again, this deep sense of reverence, giving this place deep gratitude, moving back to the place where you started your wander, again, giving gratitude, and invite you again, come back. And then notice what happens, and if, certainly would love any insights, comments, questions about your experience, to email, to share those on, you can share those on the Facebook page in the comment section of this wander offering. And if you haven't got out, then, check out the other offerings, wandering offerings that we have at seedandstone.org. And thanks again for listening, for participating, for listening, for opening to this conversation where these two worlds meet. Happy wandering.